The Lyles-Simpson Award is given annually, and it is awarded to outstanding contributions in the marine resources of the Gulf of Mexico. Those actions can be for research, management, enforcement, legal, or legislative accomplishments. It is my distinct pleasure to present the 2022 Lyles-Simpson Award to Miss Harriet MacGill Perry. Now, you may have noticed that I said Harriet is the 2020 Lyles-Simpson Award winner. We all know that it is in 2022. I am an Aggie, Corky, so, you know, hey. We were all set to present it in October of 2022. However, COVID had other plans, and the presentation was delayed for 2 years. But as they say, good things come to those who wait. So I'm pleased to present it now. As you can see by the award program, she's certainly deserving of this honor, and the program is on everyone's table. So Harriet's a lifelong Gulf Coast resident and has been involved in the marine fisheries arena for over 50 years. Over those years, she's been a researcher, a collaborator, and educator in the areas of environmental science and aquaculture biology. She is best known for her research and knowledge of blue crabs and other true crabs. She is affectionately known as the Crab Lady. When I first started at the commission, I was attending one of our annual meetings and talking with Phil Steele, who was the Florida rep on the TCC Crab Subcommittee, and was asking him a question about blue crab reproduction, and he provided me some information. He then stated, if you really want all the information and the best facts about this topic, you need to go talk to Harriet. The next day, I did talk with her, and she provided more information, a lot of information about blue crabs, and I learned more about that than probably I wanted to know. But it was very interesting, and that was my first interaction with Harriet, and was extremely impressed, and that has continued to this day. Harriet's been integrally involved in the commission activities over many years. She has been a longtime member and chairman of our Crab TCC Subcommittee. She's helped organize the derelict crab trap program with the different Gulf states and the commission. Regarding her educational accomplishments, Harriet has used the unique and creative strategies to educate people about marine life. She set up presentations to inform fishermen about blue crab population management. She has written pamphlets pertaining to different marine organisms and have distributed those to the public. And she has taught numerous classes to high school and college students, including our former executive director and past Lyles-Simpson Award winner, Larry Simpson. Someone told me that he may not have been her best student, but so. One of the benefits of putting together these presentations and presenting these awards is I always learn something new about the recipients, and Harriet is no exception. I found out she provided a list of her favorites, and I'm going to share some of those with you. So her favorite movies are The Lion in the Winter and Lawrence Arabia, obviously a Peter O'Toole fan. Her favorite singer is Little Richard. Her favorite plant is sea grapes. Her favorite author is Hunter S. Thompson. Favorite book, Winnie the Pooh. And her favorite beer is Red Stripe. which is probably why she and Ron Lukens are such good friends, because Ron has always enjoyed a good cold red stripe. So, in closing, I believe the qualities and commitment described in my comments and in the award program capture why Harriet has been named the 2022 Lyles-Simpson Award winner. And I take great pride in presenting her with this distinguished award. On behalf of the Commission, I want to say thank you, Harriet, for all that you have done. Before you get to provide some comments, we're going to open the floor to folks that want to provide stories or comments about Harriet. So I believe Steve's got the mic. So if you'd like to say something,
just raise your hands.
So if you'd like to provide a comment, please raise your hand, and one of the guys will get you the microphone. So don't be shy. Come on. We got one over here. Okay.
Harriet, this is Tony Reisinger. I can remember times that I can't remember with you. Like the time in Brownsville when we all went across to Matamoros and came back. Most people came back in the back of my pickup truck.
Oh, gosh.
Harriet, this is Joe Spraggins from Mississippi. We thank you so much for everything you've done for us, and we appreciate all your efforts and the things that you've done to work with us and help us in Mississippi. But one other thing I'd like to do is, how many Lyles-Simpson Award winners are here tonight? If they would stand up.
Corky, come on.
Come on, I know there's two of you.
Come on, Corky.
But Harriet, thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Is this thing on? Okay. I've got a story. As Dave mentioned, Harriet was instrumental. She helped start some of the derelict trap programs here around the Gulf. So in 2004, Texas was holding an event, and we are passing through Baton Rouge, which in 2004, we didn't have a Raising Cane's everywhere. It was kind of a small chicken finger chain at the time. So I told her about it, and we decided to stop in Baton Rouge on our way over to Winnie, Texas, where we were going to spend the night before we went out the next morning picking up crab traps. And she had Raising Cane chicken fingers for the first time. And she liked these chicken fingers so much that she left 2 of them unrefrigerated in the van the next day. All throughout the day as we're picking up crab traps, and then got upset with me because I threw them out before we headed back to Ocean Springs. She said they still would have been good. I tend to disagree with her after, 24 hours of not being refrigerated, but anyway, she has done a lot here for the Gulf of Mexico, and we're proud of you, Harriet.
Go.
Harriet. Jill Hendon over in Mississippi. When I first came to USM, I recognized Harriet as the woman who brought the suitcase of liquor to all the conferences. And she made the drinks that would about knock me on my behind. But as I came up through USM and worked in the Center for Fisheries, I am very proud to have worked under you, and I am very proud of the leadership that you gave. If you didn't know, Harriet started the Center for Fisheries Research and Development at the University of Southern Mississippi, and she was the cornerstone of that program and a lot of the research that was initiated there. And being a female, I didn't quite understand the hurdles that you went through to be in that position and to excel in that position and to have a voice at the table. And as I've now followed in your footsteps, I fully recognize the shoes that are there to fill. And I want to acknowledge how proud I am to be following in your footsteps and how I hope that I can one day actually fill those shoes. And thank you very much for your leadership. Thank you very much for being a female who excelled in the sciences and in this marine community, and are rubbing shoulders with all you wonderful people in the room. And thank you for sharing that with me and helping me to come up through this system. Very honored to be here to see you accept this award, because I think it is very well deserved. Congratulations, Harriet.
Anyone else? All right. Oh, Mr. Blankenship.
I just, when I was the Marine Resources Director in Alabama, we had we had a new crab biologist that came to us with some ideas on what we ought to do for management. And I told him, I appreciate your ideas. I said, what does Miss Harriet say about it? Is that, I said, I appreciate, your enthusiasm. I said, but she's been doing this a long time. I said, call her and see what she thinks about it, and then come back and let me know, because we're probably not going to do it if she's not in favor of it. So, so thank you for all to being the expert in the Gulf on crabs and all the work that you've done all those years. It's very valuable for all of us. Thank you.
All right. If there are no other... Oh, Steve?
If it's okay, Harriet. Steve Vanderkoy, Commission staff. I think I've been married for 27 years to my wife, Kathy, but I think the first 15 years of our marriage was how long it took to make up as many trips with my wife as I made with Harriet. We spent a lot of time together in my early years, and Harriet, even though I never got you in the Caribbean, we did go to the Keys.
All right. I think comments are over. And Harriet, the mic is yours.
Well, not quite that tall. Get it done. I think so. Am I going to push it off? Well, it's a very emotional night, and this award has a special meaning for me, as I consider Charles Lyles a great mentor and a friend. Larry was also a great friend. That is, Donald said, one of my students. I met Mr. Lyles in the 60s when he was a port agent for the National Marine Fisheries Service, and I was just beginning my career. He had an office at GCRL in an old residence we all called the Big House. We became friends, and I often wondered what he saw in me. He was quiet, charming, and a true Southern gentleman. I, on the other hand, was anything but sedate. After he became director of the commission, he convinced my supervisor, J.Y. Christmas, who many of you know, to let me represent Mississippi on the newly formed Blue Crab Subcommittee, and I have been there ever since, 54 years. It has... It has been an honor to serve on that committee and work with a group of people who founded the GDAR concept, produced the first GDAR stock assessment. I have been through 3 management plans, one that included being locked up at Rockefeller Wildlife Refuge for a week with a large alligator population for company. Oh, we didn't dare leave. We just looked outside at night and saw nothing but little red eyes. 3 technical reports, 2 species profiles, and 2 proceedings. Larry, however, was a different story. I taught him in college, and those classes were never dull. Had I known that he would eventually become the commission director, I would have saved his lab drawings to use as leverage. I miss them both, and again, I thank you for this honor. Working with the commission has been one of the highlights of my career. I was also fortunate to work with a talented group of biologists, including Lisa and Reed Hendon, Eric Hoffmeyer, Jill Hendon, Kirsten Larson, and Jim Franks. It was so easy to be a director when you had people like that. A piece of cake. And I certainly appreciate all of your efforts. And many of you I know are no longer at the lab, but you're in a good place. And Steve, for having to put up with me for 25 years, I have something for you to remember me by when I finally retire. I'm not retired, and it will look great in your office. So if you will please come up. I will never forgive him for Rockefeller.
What about the Baton Death March?
And the Death March. He wanted us to walk to a restaurant in New Orleans. 2 miles later, we're all famished, dying of hunger, and have blisters, and it's just a little further.
It was good, though. It was good.
It was good.
Worth it.
Okay, this is to remember me by.
Is it gin?
It is not gin.
Crab Queen puzzle. I don't need this.
And thank you all so much. It's just a tremendous honor.
Oh, yeah, I got to take it. All right. Well, appreciate everyone's comments, and as a token of our appreciation of you being the award winner, we got you a little something.
Oh my gosh, it's huge! Oh, look at that! Look at this.
Nancy, do you remember? Yeah. It was an artist we found. We found it on Etsy, and it was what. That wasn't supposed to be funny. I mean, that's a true statement. But we saw the blue crab, and we thought that was very appropriate. We usually put the plaque on the award itself, but we thought, well, we didn't want to damage the artwork, so.
Well, thank you so much. Can I pick it up?
Yeah.
Can y'all see this?
Pretty solid.
Now, being in Texas, I know y'all are going to say, this is one of those Texas Cedar Bayou big crabs.
They're all big.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
All right. That concludes our ceremony. I appreciate everyone coming, and we'll see you all in the morning.